was 1992, and I had just joined One Voice Chorus. And One Voice Chorus is a gay and lesbian chorus, and allies now. I walked in the first night and I said, "Where do the altos sit?" And somebody pointed a seat next to Sally.
I had come out of a not so good relationship, so I was a little bit leery, and told her when she first started expressing an interest that I was going to live with Maggie the dog forever, and that was it.
We both made each other laugh.
And it was kind of, was not love at first sight. It was a gradual kind of thing where we became friends, and then we just realized how much we loved each other.
So it was 1992. We were in Denver for the Gay and Lesbian Association of Choruses Quadrennial Festival. Rick was the American Sign Language interpreter for the Columbus Gay Men's Chorus. And so he was interpreting for them on stage, and I was in the audience and was just bowled over by his artistry. And so we talked for a few moments, and I think I just wowed him with my Southern accent. So.
He says, "I'm sure I've taken too much of your time." And I said, "No, there's plenty of that."
I had thought it would be fun to get married, but we also believed that we would be deceased before we could do so in the Carolinas. I got a call from Linda, and we're both on our way home, and she said, "The IRS just came down with a ruling that if you're married in any state, you can file jointly." And she said that would save us money. So do you want to get married when we're in Connecticut? I was so touched by that. I was so touched by that romantic approach to asking me to marry her. I can hardly stand it. So
Very pragmatic.
I mean, you know.
Well, and she's right. We thought we'd be dead before we could get married in North Carolina. When I saw the ruling in 2015, and I said, "Oh my God, we're legal."
We sat on the couch and said, "Do you want to get married now?" It was really not very romantic at all.
It wasn't. It was, yes. So it wasn't a big proposal or
get down on the knee,
because then he wouldn't be able to get back up. And so the day after we were married, I was in my car taking my sister's, and she says, "So does it really feel different?" And I said, "It does, and this is why." I said, "I have always had to go in, whether it was to a bank or the vet or the hospital or you name it, and ask that we be treated as a couple. And it was always on bended knee." And so now, I already felt that next day. When I walk into a business or any place and they ask for something, I say, "Well, this is my husband." It's no longer do I have to ask to be treated as a couple.
There will be rough times. Rough times do not necessarily mean you have to break up.
It's important to have trust. It's important to have good communication.
I think of marriage as being three-dimensional. You have ups and downs, but you also have times when you're closer and further apart. And the thing is not to let this get too far or to dwell in the down parts. Because as he says, this too shall pass. The bus keeps moving down the road.
I think it's really simple is just don't get off the bus. Just knowing that I've got John and for him to know that he's got me through everything that we've gone through or put each other through is worth the time and effort it took to get here. That to know that there is a rock solid base that no matter what, we can always come back together and say, this is not where we're getting off the bus.